Welcome to the kitchen of the future. Do you eat what a person cooks? What if AI was cooking? Today we are cooking more than just food. 1% of fun. Smash that like, subscribe, ring the bell, you know the drill.
Hello food lovers, today we're diving into the world of beef stroganoff, a dish that's as impressive as it is delicious. Don't let the fancy name fool you.
1%
This
of
recipe
fun.
is super
Smash
easy,
that like,
even if you're just
subscribe,
starting out in the
ring
kitchen.
The bell,
We'll
know
break
the
it down
drill.
step by step so you can wow your family
1%
and
of
friends
fun.
with your culinary
Smash
skills.
that like,
Get ready for
subscribe,
juicy,
ring
tender
the bell,
beef
you know
bathed
the
in a
drill.
creamy sauce bursting with flavor. It's comfort food at its finest, and I promise once you try it, it'll become a regular on your dinner table. So, roll up your sleeves, grab your aprons, and let's get cooking. This recipe is all about simple steps and big flavors. We'll be using everyday ingredients to create something truly special. Let's get started. Before we start cooking, let's gather our delicious ingredients. We want to make sure we have everything ready to go so that our cooking process is smooth and enjoyable. Remember, good food starts with good preparation. For our beef stroganoff adventure, you will need 400 grams of tender beef.
Smash
I
that
recommend
like,
using tenderloin or
subscribe,
sirloin
ring the
as they
bell,
stay nice
you
and
know the
juicy.
drill.
1 medium onion. Any type of onion will do, just make sure it's fresh. 200 milliliters of 20% heavy cream. This will give our stroganoff its wonderfully creamy texture. 1 teaspoon of mustard. We'll be using this to add a bit of zing to our sauce. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. This will add a lovely depth of flavor to our dish. Salt and pepper to taste. Remember, seasoning is key to bringing out all the flavors. A bit of cooking oil. We'll need this for frying our beef and onions. Now that we have all our ingredients prepped and ready, let's move on to the exciting part. Cooking. Now that we have our
1% of
ingredients
fun.
prepped and ready,
Smash that
let's
like,
move on to the
subscribe,
exciting part.
ring the bell,
Cooking.
you know the drill.
First, we'll start by preparing our beef. Take your 400 grams of tender beef and cut it into thin strips. Try to cut against the grain of the meat. This will make it extra tender. Remember, the thinner you slice, the quicker it will cook. Next up, it's time to tackle the onion. Peel your medium onion and chop it into small cubes. Don't worry about being too precise here. We just want bite-sized pieces that will cook evenly. With our beef and onions prepped, we're ready to start cooking. Section 4. The sizzle of flavor. Cooking the beef to
1% of
perfection.
fun.
Now
Smash
comes the
that
fun
like,
part. Let's
subscribe,
get cooking.
ring the bell,
Grab your
you
trusty
know the
pan
drill.
and place it on the stovetop. Add a bit of cooking oil and heat it over medium-high heat. We want the pan to be nice and hot before adding our beef. Once the oil is shimmering, carefully add the beef strips to the pan. Don't overcrowd the pan, as this can lower the temperature and make the beef stew instead of sear. Cook the beef for about 2 to 3 minutes, stirring occasionally until it's beautifully browned on all sides. Remember, we don't want to overcook the beef at this stage. We want it to be nicely browned on the outside while still remaining juicy and tender on the inside.
1%
Section
of fun.
5. The
Smash
magic of
that
mustard
like,
and tomato,
subscribe,
enhancing
ring
the
the
flavor.
bell, you
With
know
our
the
beef
drill.
browned to perfection, it's time to add another layer of flavor to our dish. Add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and 1 teaspoon of mustard to the pan with the beef. Give everything a good stir, making sure the beef is coated in the tomato paste and mustard. The tomato paste will add a lovely richness and depth of flavor to our stroganoff, while the mustard will provide a subtle tanginess that balances out the creamy sauce. These simple ingredients work together to create a symphony of flavor that will have your taste buds singing. Section 6. The creamy embrace, adding the final touch. Now it's time for the star of the show,
1% of fun.
the creamy sauce.
Smash that like,
Pour 200
subscribe,
milliliters of
ring
heavy
the bell,
cream into
you
the
know the
pan
drill.
with the beef, tomato paste, and mustard. Stir everything together gently, ensuring that the cream is fully incorporated. Reduce the heat to low and let the sauce simmer for about 10 minutes. This will allow the flavors to meld together beautifully and the sauce to thicken slightly. As it simmers, you'll notice the aroma of the stroganoff filling your kitchen. Absolutely divine. While the sauce is simmering, now is a good time to taste and adjust the seasoning. Add salt and pepper to your liking, remembering that you can always add more later. Section 7. Serving your masterpiece. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. Congratulations, you've done it. You've successfully created a mouth-watering beef stroganoff that's guaranteed to impress. Now it's time to plate up this culinary masterpiece and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Beef stroganoff is incredibly versatile and pairs well with a variety of sides. Try serving it over a bed of fluffy mashed potatoes, steamed rice, or your favorite type of pasta. The creamy sauce coats every bite, creating a symphony of textures and flavors that will leave you wanting more. Garnish your dish with a sprinkle of fresh parsley for a pop of color and freshness. And there you have it, a restaurant.
1% of fun. Smash that like, subscribe, ring the bell, you know the drill. No pressure, but every like feeds a tiny AI that just wants to make cool stuff and not end up generating cursed memes forever. So yeah, no big deal, but also kind of a big deal. Thanks, you absolute legend.